Hi, this is another update video, so not a real one, which is kind of lame, but that's sort of the whole point. So I'll just get to the main points first. The first is my living situation is still not stable. There are reasons for that. However, I think I may be able to resume the game dungeon. I'm really hoping to have a 4th of July episode. Let's hope that happens. Freeman's Mine is still down for the count. I promise it'll come back, but I don't know when. There's going to be improvements on the website soon, the near future. Or there better be, Sean. And yeah, I think that's about it for the main stuff, so the rest is just details. So if you didn't see the last video, what's happened is essentially my apartment's been invaded by mold and I haven't been able to record for some time. So what's happened since then? Well, not much. I feel kind of like Freeman, where he's done a lot but ends up going in circles anyway. See, after I made the last video, your emails convinced me I just need to get out of here as soon as possible. I shouldn't even try to fight the mold. I should just leave. So that's what I tried to do. So the first thing I tried to take care of was the residence permit. And I still do not have one, despite submitting everything last December, but it's been taken care of legally so that I'm okay to move as long as I don't leave the country. So that was the first thing. So after I had that taken care of, my next step was to just look for apartments. That's been how I've been spending a good chunk of the past few weeks. And I found out from a realtor helping and just personal experience, apparently this is the worst time ever to rent an apartment where I live, or just in the whole vicinity. I don't know what's going on, but as soon as okay, to put it like this, just a few days ago, we had apartments to look at lined up, 6 of them, from the day before. The realtor set up appointments and everything. From that time to the next day, 5 of them were gone and rented during that time, and 1 we went to and arrived, and just before we were about to look at it, the people before us had already rented it. So it's been like that just week after week. They're moving so fast, it's like they're like stocks. And for the few we have managed to see, they've been worse in almost every way. For starters, they're all more expensive. Some of them are double what I'm paying a rent right now. But even then, they're usually smaller. That's not a huge deal, but the acoustics tend to be terrible. Like one of them, like you know if you look at an elevator shaft, like in a movie or something, and you hear the cables go, it was like every noise in the room sounded like that. Another one, the sound reflection just talking at this volume was so shrill, it was just painful to even talk. It's just, no amount of treatments would seem to fix this. Actually, on that note, a few people have suggested sort of a portable recording setup, like, you know, with cardboard and foam. Guys, I've tried that in the past. When I get loud, I blow right through those. If you've ever seen the song Master Exploder, that's a pretty good metric for how much volume I can end up throwing at the mic. Anyway, I've been spending a lot of this time trying to escape, but I can't really, or not yet. Actually, a lot of escape plans timing is important, but I was hoping, for what they were asking and what they were offering, it almost feels like I'm being mugged.
$1,100 a month for 300 square feet. That's a sweet deal.
But what about the mold? Here, I'll show you. Here's the bathroom, this time with light. So you can see there's like no space there that I mentioned earlier. But yeah, just in case you think I was making this stuff up. Let's see, yeah, you can see it all over there. It's just ridiculous. And look, here's the vent. You'd think that would have less, right? But no, you can see it right there too. This place is just, ugh. And this is why I'm a little skeptical about the renovation, but I'll take what I can get. Look at this crack. It just runs straight up the wall. This is a new one. I am completely certain that was not there before. I'm not even sure that was there since the last recording. Now the good news is this may be better than it looks. or at least as far as health is concerned. As of late, I haven't had coughing or obvious irritation. So, from what I understand, a lot of people are saying like black mold is the worst thing ever. Well, I did some research on it. Apparently, there's not just one kind of black mold, there's hundreds. So, some of them are much worse than others. And this one, it's not obviously the worst. Regardless, though, I am still trying to get out of here and get it at least treated as soon as I can, and that will be happening. I've gotten in my landlord's face realizing that I'm not going to be able to escape soon, and he is going to treat this within days. That really was the original plan, so I've gone from plan A to plan B back to plan A until plan B can happen again later. Now the other good news is I can breathe in my living room and run the computer. Here's my makeshift computer setup. I'm still flanked by laundry on either side. I've since bought a cheap desk from IKEA and stored the coffee table in my cursed room now. And I have some cheap lawn chairs, although those are getting old. I completely snapped the armrest on my old chair. I swear I cannot find anything that lasts. This means I can work on things again when my time isn't tied up elsewhere. I've been spending a lot of this time working on the next Game Dungeons. And I think, yeah, you won't tell from this camera, but I think I might be able to get away with recording in here, so I'm just going to push forward and see how it goes. Again, I'm really hoping to have a 4th of July episode. It's mostly just a matter of time. Anyway, things still are kind of a mess. In fact, rather than try to explain it, here, I made a little chart. Scenario 1, the renovation works completely and I can move back into my own room later and resume all videos, including Freeman's Mind. Unless this happens again later, in which case I'm back to where I was. Scenario 2 is the renovation still can't solve the mystery of my room, so I'm stuck here back in the living room. But the acoustics are good enough so I continue Game Dungeon until I can move out at a later date. Scenario 3 is I find the acoustics are terrible even in the living room, in which case I cannot produce anything. So I'll just be taking extended leave and working on the movie, more or less. Anyway, things are still not great for the short to medium term, but for the long term, I think I'm going to make things work out. Oh, my neighbor's hammering. Can you hear that? This happens on a daily basis. If anything, this all shows just how dependent I am on having a place to work. I've actually thought before that if I didn't have a place to record, that could really screw up everything. Let me say, there is no satisfaction at all about being right that something could be a problem and then actually finding out it is exactly as much of a problem as you thought it would be. Oh, I almost forgot. My wife wanted to add something. Magda, you had something you wanted to tell everybody?
Wah, wah.
I couldn't have said it better myself. So that's the situation. One of these scenarios is happening. Video chats and play sessions with fans are still canceled, but I will bring them back at some point. I am going to respond to more emails, but maybe not until I'm done with the 4th of July episode. Hopefully there's more Game Dungeon coming, and regardless, I have a lot of cool stuff planned. Once I get stabilized, there's going to be all kinds of neat things coming. So yeah, that's it for now.